past 5 months, for the past 12 weeks, we've done a project called Project P.I.E, and P.I.E stands for Photography, Identity, and Environment. So this is a curriculum that's been crafted by other youth workers in San Francisco who work with Native youth. So we decided it would be a great project to do for SAMHSA's Children's Mental Health Day, is to do something very artistic and allow our youth, an alternate means of expressing like their experience with their environment and their identity and other issues that impact them and their mental health and their health overall, emotional, physical, spiritual, like all components of their health and well-being. And it was really great too because it all accumulated into a gallery exhibit, and it was a professional gallery in a professional space. And even like young, blooming like photography professionals like can't even get their own shows. And our youth who are like, ages 12 to 16 are able to say that they did produce their own show and they did all their own work and they framed and they did every step of the process. And that's a really big accomplishment, and I think it was really meaningful for them and they got a lot of stuff through the whole thing. We worked with Richard Castaneda, who's a professional Pima photographer, and he was great. Being, a Native man as well, he definitely understands the energy of other Native youth in this community.
It means a lot to learn about creativity and then where you can take it next. It doesn't mean you have to make art. It really just means you can creatively think about how you're going to stay sort of healthy, you know what I mean? Especially in these environments. One of the impressive ones was actually, in the way he described his work about everywhere he walks, he sees just garbage, and it was interesting that he kind of wanted to point that out because there's an environment out there that isn't so clean, and when you're walking home from school with a bus, right, you're going to see this stuff, and how does that make you feel? And some of that garbage that he's talking about has been there for a long time, nobody's cleaning it up. And it just happened to be that it was actually some corporate sponsors, that were actually left behind. So what happens to the garbage? It becomes our experience.
We have a lot of creativity here in our young Native community, so we really wanted to build on that. It's a strength-based approach. We see a lot of our young people, they start doodling in their notebooks, and we don't see that as something to punish them. We see it as let's give a constructive way of letting them explore that.
It's about photography. And making friends and taking cool pictures and editing it and stuff.
And it was good just for them to hear people showing an interest about their story and what they're about and how they're doing in this program. That's cool because in society, people don't really ask for the input of young people, and that's something that we need more of, and that's why society is the way it is, because it's not, there's no youth input, it's not youth driven at all. And if it was, we'd have a really different world and program.